What is the Trinity? Even if you don't know anything about Christian theology, you surely would have heard the name Trinity at least once. The Trinity is a theological concept found in Christianity. It depicts three persons in one God. These persons are all independent and separate from each other, but yet they are all three still 100% God. Though the word Trinity is never explicitly said in the Bible, we still have instances in where it is shown. In Matthew 3, it reads, "And the heavens opened, and a voice from above said, 'This is my Son,' as the Holy Spirit came down in the form of a dove." In this passage, we see not only Jesus being baptized, but also the Father from heaven and the Holy Spirit, which strengthens the argument for the Trinity. Now that we know the Trinity is at least real, we can now explain what it is. I think this diagram shows it perfectly, as we see the Father is not the Son is not the Spirit, and the Spirit is not the Father. The Father is not the Spirit is not the Son, and the Son is not the Father. But all three are God. But there are some heresies when it comes to the Trinity. For example, it's not a 1/3 kind of deal, where each person of the Trinity head is 1/3 God. They are all three 100% God, but yet they still all make up one God. Some people also think that God switches between these people, as if switching between characters in a video game. We can observe how this is false, because we see all of them in one example during Jesus' baptism, as mentioned earlier. We also see how each person of the Trinity head has a specific role they play in the Trinity. For example, we read how Jesus saves us on the cross, the Holy Spirit empowers us, and God the Father plans for us. We also read throughout all of Revelations how Jesus is a judge. Don't be mistaken though, God the Father is also a judge. We read this all throughout the Old Testament. The Holy Spirit is also a comforter. We read this especially through John 14 through 16, but we see it in other passages in chapters 2. There's another heretical teaching, and it's extraordinarily similar to the one about the video game I mentioned earlier. And it goes, there is only one body of God, but he uses three different personalities. We can clearly read how this is false during Jesus' baptism in Matthew 3. It clearly says that the heavens opened up and the voice of the Father came down and talked to everyone there. If this is true, how can God have three personalities active at once if he has to switch in between them? The Holy Spirit also came down like a dove, so how can God have all three personalities active at once if he is required to switch in between them? So to conclude, we can reasonably say that God is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father is not the Son nor the Spirit. The Son is not the Father nor the Spirit. And the Spirit is not the Father nor the Son. They are not 1/3. They are not different avatars. They are not different personalities. They are all three God, being 100% God. But yet they all three make up one God. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned because next time on this series of explaining stuff, I plan to explain exactly why Jesus had to die on the cross. Goodbye.